Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Hakuoki Kyoto wins. And we are going to do Yamazaki's route now, just because, as we know, I like to sprinkle in between the other routes that we do, the ones that aren't, the guys that don't appeal to me as much as some of the other ones. So I was thinking of this after we did Sanen's route, because we did Saito's first, then we kind of threw in Heisuke. I really did like Heisuke's route, though. We did Okita, and we did Sanen, two of the greats. And so I figured this was a good time to throw Yamazaki in there, because he's kind of like a side character, and I am curious about him because we never get to see him very much, but I think that's just because we don't choose the right things. And I feel like he's a side character, and they didn't really give him much. So we'll see what he's all about. And then we'll kind of go back and do some of the other ones. I do want to do, I think I might want to do Harada after this, because I really do like him. We never get to see him, but I do like his character. I think he's adorable. We never see him a lot. But so maybe we'll do that. We can do one of the other. I don't really know necessarily, like I said, unless people start like throwing in suggestions. This is just kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. It might be different because who knows? Obviously, like I record in advance now. I'm not as far ahead as I've been, obviously, but we'll see when suggestions come in or whatnot, or we'll wing it. Then maybe we'll do one of the other three guys they kind of added, those ones that we never see. And then we can do Shinpachi. Then we'll do the other two guys that we've never seen that are the side. The one guy we met once who's always dead. At the end of these. Hopefully Yamazaki doesn't die, because I would be like, what the hell? And then we can do Kazama and then Hijikata. I think those are the good to end the two. We go for the bad guy, and then we do Hijikata because I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be probably the canon. And I think we get a lot more background with him. But anyway, so we're going to start in Yamazaki's route. I'm trying to figure out, because the first choices in the chapter 1 don't really freaking matter because we haven't met him yet. So I'm trying to figure out when we get this other choice. So I want to see if we start here in March of 1864. We might have to go back. I want to attempt starting here. It might actually be March or June. But the first couple of choices don't matter. It's we get to the last couple of choices in chapter 1. That's when we meet Yamazaki, is one of the choices. If we choose the right thing, we meet him. Then we can go down his path, and that's where it matters. So I'm going to start here. Okay, she decides to approach him. Okay, so this might be a good point. Okay, so let's do this. Let's start from here. Choose the character. Boop. Romance high. Okay. And here's the fun part about this, right? So the guide I'm normally using, right? I go to his chapter, and it's like, oh, he's the first character that I want on, so I saved and reloaded and went back and forth and did different options. So the choices, if you don't get the achievements for the choice, blah, 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 then, just go back and choose the other ones. No. I'm using a guide because I want you to tell me the right fucking answers. So if you completed a guide, you should have the right answers. Not like, well, they might be right and they might not be. And so I found another guide and I compared them. And like, for Okita's, most of them were the same, except for at the very end, there was like some choices. I'm like, okay, well, I didn't do that, but I guess maybe it doesn't matter because maybe you don't get romance points or whatever. But this, it was like so drastically fucking different. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to trust the Steam guide that I've been using because they straight up like, hey, you might not get all the achievements. Just go back in the record of service and do the chapter. No, that's not a good flow for us. So I'm using a different guide. So we're going to hope it works. It shouldn't really matter. We have high romance with him. We can choose all the wrong things. But I don't want to miss scenes. That's the whole freaking part, But at least this guide that I'm using now tells you, like, with this choice, oh, this is when you meet Yamazaki, or this is where you get affection up. So at least tells you those things, And I think because some of the other ones you're like, okay, I remember going to Hamaguri Gate when we went with Saito because that's where he was, but Yamazaki was there. So it's like, so I think it kind of leads you into things with him where you at least get to see his character. So that's good. So we'll see what happens. We'll still get his good ending because we could literally choose all the wrong fucking things and still get the good ending. But I want to get all of the fucking possible scenes, So anyway, we'll just skip through. Hopefully this is a good place to start. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. You're such an asshole, but you're so pretty. Okay, perfect. So the choice after this is where it'll be a new scene because we've never chosen it. but it's also where we meet Yamazaki. So ask him if we can help around the compound, which we've already done. And I think what we could do at the very end is go through and be like, let's just choose all the opposites. I also kind of want to keep both guides up and just see. I guess that one doesn't really. I want to keep them both up and just see where the differences are and just see. So this makes me sad. We get to accompany Hijikata as his page, but we're going to do that in Hijikata's route, obviously, because hello. But this is where we meet Yamazaki, so it's kind of sad that we get to experience this scene now. I mean, it's good, but it's bad. But again, we can play through the entire game from beginning to end when we do Hijikata's route and go through all the choices and read the entire game again, because it really only took 14 parts, so it's not that big of a deal. If you guys are up for that. I really don't think we're going to have anyone protest and be like, God, no, don't do that, because, you know, everybody seemed to like that when we did that with Code Realize, and I like that, so. Anyway. In that case, please allow me to accompany you, Hijikata. Hey, what the hell are you saying? Hijikata's voice trembled irate as if it troubled by my suggestion. Irately. I was like, trembled irate. That doesn't sound right, because I didn't read it right. Trembled irately, as if troubled by my suggestion, which made me nervous, but I thought I had a shot in convincing him. I mean, walking around town with you may help with getting leads to find my father. And I love you. Well, not yet, but someday. And can I just say, side note, hashtag side note, pause, which we do too much. We just started the game, we're already pausing. I have seen, like, the character sprites for fucking Edo Blossoms, and I love it. Not even gonna lie. I love the new looks. I love it. I love the new uniforms. I love the new looks. Oh my god, I can't wait till we get to that game. I know we're only halfway through this one, but I'm so excited for it. That's more up my style, like my alley style-wise for my boys. I still love them all the way they are, but I just love the Edo Blossoms looks. I love it! I'm not even gonna lie. Heisuke looks so much better in Edo Blossoms. Because he doesn't look like Olivia Newton-John with his 80s high ponytail. That's all I'm saying. Like, his haircut is, like, so adorable, and you're like, you're so cute now! He was adorable in this, too, but he's cuter in that one, I think, so. Just wanted to share that, because I'm very excited for it. We're not there yet. Anyway. With the other warriors questioning my place, it may be in our best interest for me to act like your page. It could convince the others. I recalled in this moment my introduction to Takeda, who voiced his skepticism plainly. After sharing my viewpoint, Hijikata's expression soured, then he responded. God, he always looks so angry. Listen, there's no need to believe in what Soji was describing about the city. He's just having fun and messing with... Now aren't you happy to have an adorable little page, Hijikata? Hijikata stared bitterly towards Okita, and again it seemed we were trapped in their bubble of silence. But eventually... Very well. But you'd better make absolutely sure that you stay the hell out of my way. Yes, I understand. God, his route is going to be so much fun, because he is such a dick to us. It's going to be the best. I was somewhat surprised that he obliged me, but I was so excited to join Hijikata and go outside. It's been almost 5 months since I've been able to experience the world and its scenery. Ugh, how did I end up in this predicament? Can't really go back on my word. Hijikata kept himself a few paces ahead of me deliberately, and his foul mood made me nervous. His cold demeanor caused me to question whether or not I belonged here, if this was my place. It was difficult to turn these questions to and fro in my head, but I was trying to keep up with him. Someone called out as we passed a tea shop. Commander, there you are. It's supposed to be deep and quiet, but I can't do his voice right. I can't do the voice that's in my head, guys. I can't get my voice that deep, but we're going to have to try to do it. Like, I have a report for you, sir, and that needs to be disclosed as soon as possible. This person referred to Hijikata as Hijikata. Oh my god. I was reading Commander ahead in my brain, and then just kind of... Oh, that was so bad, guys. I am so sorry. Referred to Hijikata as Commander, because I was saying Hijikata, but I was reading ahead, and I saw Commander. Like, my eyes were ahead of where I was speaking, and it just... Wow. Then he must be a Shinsengumi member. He whispered the report in Hijikata's ear. The man's word caused Hijikata's face to turn blank, and he looked to me to speak. I have an urgent matter to attend. I'm entrusting you to stay at the shop and ask about Kyoto. Huh? But then I'd be by myself. Would that be all right with you? In response, Hijikata gave me an examining glance, as if to probe all of my hidden thoughts, then looked down at me while asking, "Did you plan on joining me just so you could run away?" When his eyes met mine, the pit of my stomach dropped, turning cold from nervousness. No! I would never think of running away. Oh my god, it's like Stockholm Syndrome. No, of course not. I mean, it really is, because they're like, "Are you going to run away?" "No, I'll stay with you, and then I'll fall in love with one of you." Holy shit. They don't bother me with stupid questions. You're to do as you're told, then you wait. Got it? Okay, understood. I wasn't sure what Hijikata's intentions were by leaving me behind, but it was probably smarter to do as Hijikata said. So I asked the person at the shop about my father. Okay, where to start? I asked customers that wandered in and out of the store, politely grabbing their attention. Unfortunately, it seemed like no one knew anything about my father's whereabouts. My tea became cold, the little leaf flakes sinking towards the bottom of the cup, and I sighed. Oh, this guy. All right. The Shinsengumi is here to conduct a search. Everyone remain calm. Who owns this place? I don't remember the voice we gave him, but whatever, it doesn't really make a difference. I recognized the shouting man by his familiar corps uniform as he barged into the shop. Corps uniform? A light blue uniform that the Shinsengumi wear when patrolling in Kyoto. We also recognize him from his pretty face and his terrible attitude. Like, he is so fucking pretty. Like, you just want to ruffle that hair, don't you? Just want to pull it a little bit. Like, he's just like, but you're such, he's so, and you want to slap him. You just want to slap him really hard across the face because you know he's an asshole. This game. It's problems. It was Takeda, the captain of the Shinsengumi's 5th division. And it's funny because we date like the 1st division and the 2nd and then the 8th and the 10th and this, but we don't get to fuck the 5th division. I mean, what? Whoops. I mean, date him? Why? Why not? You know why? They're like, he's such a dick. Yeah, but I mean, the assholes are you like, look at Hijikata, right? He's kind of a dick to us. He's such an asshole. Just fucking do what you're told. Okay. Okita was kind of an asshole. I'll fucking kill you. But they're still kind of... Okay, Okita was still a little rough on the outside. But Hijikata's going to be the motherfucking marshmallow. We know this. You're like, you are so crispy and assholey and burnt on the outside, but you're like hot and soft and squishy and delicious on the inside. Sounds way more inappropriate than I meant it to. Anyway. What could he be doing here? Excuse me, but I'm the owner of the store. What's the meaning of your business here? The owner's voice was trembling from being intimidated, and Takeda responded forcefully. I shouldn't even have to answer. It's been brought to my attention that you've been allowing Imperial Ronin extremists to conduct their business within these premises. Premises. I can't. Oh, God. What exactly are you plotting? If you don't give me an honest answer, I'll be forced to take you to headquarters where you'll be questioned. Please, don't be absurd. I'd never do anything of the sort or let such people in and out of my store. Oh, so you're calling the Shinsengumi a bunch of liars then, are you? God, stop being such a drama bitch. No, I'm not saying that. Sweat poured down the owner's face, and he shook with fear. Takeda glanced around the store with a sticky glare. I quickly ducked behind a shelf so he wouldn't notice me. I managed to avoid detection as he scanned the store. Then Takeda approached the owner again. Sorry, I burped. All of a sudden, he's like screaming. Well, he's not. He's happily yelling to the birds outside. It's in our... He must... I can't hear them. Do you hear birdies outside? Do you have friends? Do you have friends outside, the real birds? They don't want to play with you because you're a fake bird. I know, I mean to. I call you a fake birdie. Oh, why you won't let me pet you? You're so mean to me. Good boy. Yeah, you know you're a good boy. Not because he won't speak to me. It's our best interest to allow local businesses to run as smoothly as possible, as you know. So depending on how well you cooperate, perhaps I can make all of this disappear. Hello, bird. You're implying... I'm merely suggesting that it would be in your interest to share some of your goodwill. Oh, you're shaking down the shop! As I peeked to get a closer view of their conversation, I could see the owner gulp. Well, you know what it is? Because Yamazaki's not a captain, right? That's why he doesn't wear the blue. But shouldn't they all be wearing blue, whether they're captains or not? It's not part of their uniform when they're wandering the town. But he never wears it. Because he's a spy. Never mind. Yeah. That's why he doesn't wear the uniform. He's a spy. Although Takeda was not being explicit, it was definitely clear that he was soliciting a bribe from the shop owner. There's no way I can afford that, sir. I mean, there's nothing suspicious going on here. What's that? You're refusing to help the Shinsengumi, protectors of Kyoto's safety? This is why they have a bad rap. It's douchebags like you, man. No, I would never do such a thing. I'm going to take you to the headquarters. You must be a Ronin sympathizer, and I'm going to take you back and make you spill your guts. Quite literally, you're probably going to gouge his stomach out. Like, no! Oh, no. I was sick to my stomach hearing him. Just when I was about to speak out, someone placed their hand on my shoulder, Yamazaki. Oh. Oh! Is that Iba? Oh. Huh. Oh! Wait! Hello! Why are you here? We haven't met you yet. Shh, don't. A girl should not get involved in such a dangerous situation. This man will not hesitate to hurt you, and it'll be grave. We don't have a real voice for him. He's just going to be kind of normal. It is. Oh, this mysterious samurai whispered gently into my ear. Right? He's fucking pretty. Also, she looks 8. So it's creepy. His skin looked incredibly fair and soft, and he was almost as gorgeous as Hijikata. Whoa, girl! He was almost as gorgeous as Hijikata. Whoa, where did that come from? Did we ever say that about? Damn. For a second, I thought he was an actor. He was dressed in expensive, exotic-looking fabrics, leading me to believe he was famous. Don't worry. Just leave this to me. The softness of his voice enveloped me in a great calm, and I sat back down to let him proceed. But I hoped he'd be okay. Takeda was massive, and his short temper seemed like a recipe for disaster if anyone crossed him. I can't imagine dealing with such a violent soul. Excuse me, may I say something? You're with the Shinsengumi, right? Takeda turned to face this man, staring in disbelief that someone would approach him in such a manner. Look at his haughty attitude. I mean, although you stand next to Iba and it's like, no, Iba's hotter. You're just pretty in a douchey kind of way. It's the hair. It's like I'm just really jealous of his hair. Look at his hair. It's gorgeous. Minus the like few ends in the front that are just like chopped bluntly off, but like the rest of it cascading around. She's gorgeous. Anyway, so what's it to you? The owner of the shop clearly stated he isn't allowing any imperial extremists to solicit here. So with what charges do you intend on taking him back to your headquarters? What? How dare you question me like this? You're one of those imperial extremists, aren't you? Should have known you'd turn up eventually. The mysterious samurai smiled coolly, and he responded calmly. So, just because I question you, I'm an extremist. I guess a fair investigation is out of the question. Well, you are preventing me from inflicting justice, which is just enough proof. Very well then. If things are going to escalate, I wouldn't want to upset the lady here. Would you mind handling our business outside? You sound afraid of getting your pretty face all bloodied up. Not surprising. Takeda huffed smugly to himself and waddled out of the store to challenge the samurai. Waddled. I like that. Waddled out of the store, and you're like, so ungreat. You just ruined it, Spacey. You ruined. Well, okay, game. You ruined it for me. He waddled out of the store. Now he's not as sexy as he used to be. He is a raging asshole. Every time I see him, I'm like, but he's kind of pretty. And then you hear him talking, you're like, he's such a douche. I'm really glad they didn't let us romance him, because there was no way. He'd have, like, been violent. He'd have been the abusive husband, and we would really be like, why, game? Fuck you. Okita's bad enough, okay? I love Okita, don't get me wrong. I fucking love him. But he's kind of an asshole. He threatened to kill us quite a few times, and we took it as like, oh, he's joking around. I don't think he was joking ever. Even at the end, I mean, we know he wasn't. He's like, I'll fucking kill you if you come near me again. Like, it still hurts, man. Anyway, Takeda's smirk remained on his face as the two met each other outside of the store. He assumed an offensive stance and then reached for his katana to threaten him. Or not. Huh? As soon as Takeda moved his hand to unsheath, the samurai intercepted to cover the sword's mouth. Let go, or else I will... Oh, don't tell me you really thought you were going to draw your sword, were you? If you were, then things between you and me are going to get serious. And I'm not sure you're ready for things to get serious. I'm ready for things to get serious. My god, this is supposed to be Yamazaki's route, and we're seeing more of Iba than we've ever seen, and he's so pretty. The samurai possessed a duality. One side was a soft-spoken gentle man, the other side a warrior. I know they're just making him so appealing right now. Takeda sensed this duality as well, because after the samurai made his claim, he made no movement. Before we knew it, people gathered around the store, murmuring amongst themselves and echoing the general sentiment of confusion and wonder. The Mibu wolves are having a duel? Are they causing trouble again? Such murmurs caught my ears as I looked ahead. Seems like we're drawing some attention. Do you still plan on drawing your sword? The samurai seemed to already know the answer. Ugh. Takeda began to grit his teeth angrily, and he gruffly shook off the samurai's hand. I wonder if this, remember when Iba shows up at the compound to talk to Hijikata? Right? And we're like, oh, this is your friend, and they love each other, and you're like, he's almost as gorgeous as Hijikata. He's a little more gorgeous, thank you very much. I'm not kidding. They drew that man gorgeous. Look at him. He's fucking damn. But I'm wondering if he showed up to tell Hijikata about this asshole. I never forget a face, you bastard. I'll make you live to regret this day. His face was flushed with red, and he swiftly exited and disappeared from the store. As the tensions deflated, I exhaled in relief that things didn't come to violence. Phew, glad that's over. That could have become ugly. Let's go back inside and check on our friend. Were you okay? Yes, that was nothing. I'm so glad. Why were you willing to risk your life against that man? You didn't have to stop me back there. The samurai slightly paused, then answered timidly. You remind me of someone from my past. I was perplexed. Me? Yes. You even blushed just like her. He studied my face carefully, his eyes dotting up and down my small face. Although I liked the attention, I still had no clue who this person was or where he was from. I like the attention! I mean, you are kind of like a 13/14-year-old girl. It's really fucking weird. I'm sorry. I think you've mistaken me for someone else. I bowed lightly to him, and he looked a little taken aback. Oh, don't worry. It seems that I'm simply mistaken. My apologies. Please, let's return to the tea shop. Your tea and snacks must be ruined by now. The samurai's kind demeanor was nearly impossible to resist, drawing me to return to the store as if I'd caught the scent of the city's sweetest bun. As if I'd caught the scent of the city's sweetest bun. Oh. But you know what's funny? This is more, we're going down Yamazaki's route. We met more and learned more about Iba now. Well, not really, but we've had more interaction with him than we have Yamazaki. Upon entering, the tea shop owner smiled and brought us freshly brewed tea. Ah, was it you who poured our fresh tea? There's even some sweet bean jelly here. Sitting beside our tea was a neatly arranged platter of sweet bean jelly. Yes, thank you so much for helping me. You saved me. Oh, please, I didn't do anything to deserve such kindness. Thank you so much, though. I love sweets. The pleasure is mine. Don't be shy. Have as much as you'd like. Take your time. The owner seemed to bow after every sentence and then returned to tend to his counter. What a generous gesture. Would you like some of my sweet bean jelly? Oh, no. I think the owner means for you to eat all of this. If you say so. Time to dig in. Wow, didn't even try. You're just like, did you want some? No, I'm good. Oh, okay, cool. Are you sure? Okay. He cut the sweet bean jelly into elegantly sliced halves, and he expressed delight after each bite. In my experience so far, Samurai didn't ever seem to smile often, but every time he took a bite, he grinned like a child, smiling as if he was the happiest person alive. It wouldn't be too much of a stretch, maybe, to guess that he and I were close in age. Not really. As this thought came to mind, I could still hear customers murmuring, whispering amongst themselves and to each other. See, that makes me think that maybe she's not as young as she seems in the beginning. I don't know now, because, he definitely doesn't seem like he's slightly a teenager. He could maybe, and that's the thing. So then, Heisuke was like, you're, close to my age. Heisuke and Iba don't seem the same age. I mean, Iba could definitely be younger than Hijikata, because I'm pretty sure Hijikata's, up there. I mean, you saw when he was in that thing. He might have been, late teens when we saw the cute baby Okita photo in the last pack. Baby Okita still. Ah! I forgot about that for a minute. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Unless he's supposed... But see, that's just weird. I don't know. Anyway. Meh. Whatever. It's too much time thinking about it, but it's like, I want to know, but like, anyway. Did that samurai scare away the Mibu wolf? Looks like it. Maybe there are some good samurai after all, huh? He can't be a samurai. He's too handsome. He's got some quick hands, though. That doesn't sound like a dude would be saying that, but anyway. The samurai seemed to overhear the discussion, timidly retreating from his initial enthusiasm. As soon as he finished drinking his tea... Please excuse me, it's time for me to pay my tab. He rushed to get up, but not before slipping me some last words. I'll be on my way now. Please, do be careful and try to avoid trouble, okay? Oh, the samurai fled the store, almost like a dream whispering around one's mind after waking. We don't even know your name, because we'll meet him later. He almost gave me no opportunity to thank him properly for earlier. I rushed after the samurai. Wait! I chased after him, yelling to catch his attention. Is something the matter? Thank you so much for earlier. You saved me. I didn't do anything to warrant a thanks. He turned away from me, stopping to gaze at the clouds swirling above us. However, it seems like the Shinsengumi's name is dragged through the dirt. If today's incident isn't any indication, then I can't blame people for having their reservations. Well, what should I say? Explain the situation. I actually have both guides up because I want to see, like I said, where the differences are. So both of them say explain the situation, so. It's not as if I know the men of the Shinsengumi better than anyone else. I don't think all of the Shinsengumi men would ever behave like that other man did. He was just plain cruel. I'm sure you understand better than anyone, but out of all the warriors in the city, there are bound to be the rotten eggs in the bunch. I know. I don't think that man represents the Shinsengumi at all. There was a pause in our conversation, and the wind whistled softly in the background. The samurai didn't break his concentration, staring intently into my face. Stare at me more. It was sad because when we get to Iba's path, we're not going to get to... Anyway. His eyes seemed to be searching for something, perhaps a faint glimmer of a long-lost memory. If only he could tell me what seemed to be on the tip of his tongue, but he shut his eyes and turned. Well, I'll be on my way now. Oh, sorry for stopping you. Don't worry about it. I'm glad I got to see you, Spacey. Huh? How did he know my name? Who was this man? Seriously? The samurai turned his back to me and departed. Oh, that freaks me out a little. How does he know our name? And then when he shows up later, we act like we don't know him, right? Because I don't remember him being like, we met you earlier. He wasn't familiar to me. Was I to him? I didn't have much time to consider what any of this meant because Hijikata returned shortly after. Did I make you wait for long? How was it? Did you obtain any information on Kyoto? Hijikata... I quietly shook my head in response. I see. Well, it's not like people around here are willing to talk easily. Don't think much of it. As we walked back towards the headquarters, I filled Hijikata in on the earlier proceedings. Takeda did what? Somehow he was able to contain a palpable rage without lashing out at me. Ha ha! Don't tell anyone what you saw today. I mean no one. Not even the captains to whom I know you confide. Do I make myself clear? His voice was stern and I quietly nodded. Oh my god, why? There's something seriously wrong with me. Like, do I make myself clear? Uh-huh. I want to like giggle while he's doing instead of being like scared. I'm like, oh, look, Hijikata. Son of a bitch. His path is going to be good. It doesn't need to be said, but don't ever let your guard down, especially in front of people you don't recognize. The Shinsengumi has to protect its secrets, sometimes even from its own members. Most of all from that buffoon Takeda, who knows nothing. I understand. Once Hijikata was convinced of my understanding, he probed more questions. I would tell him, I don't know, this dude was wearing, like, green, and he was beautiful. He was almost as beautiful as you. I mean, nothing. And he knew my name. You mentioned a mysterious samurai came to your aid. Please elaborate. Oh, I forgot to ask his name. Duh. What? How the hell am I supposed to thank him? I don't know. It all happened so fast. He's like, fucking idiot. And you're like, I am a fucking idiot. Well, fine. If you happen to cross paths again, be sure to ask him for his name. He curtly muttered, then left me with his last thought. Despite everything, I'm sorry to hear no news of your father came to light. Hopefully Saito or Shinpachi had better luck than you. Yes, hopefully. Ah, yes, I'd forgotten that I accomplished nothing I wanted to today. We rushed back to the base. Once back at headquarters, we discovered the sighting of my father at Terada Inn was false, crushing the sliver of happiness I'd held onto. We're going to come into a point where we're going to skip soon, I'm sure. No, that was a lot of good. We got a lot of good new content. But, sure, I'm happy with that. Skippy time! Skippy, skippy, skippy. We're going to remain in the compound. And I don't think we really run into... That's where I run into Sanan. Hi! I'm still sad that your path seemed really short. We're supposed to say, why me? I paused before thinking about what's next. So we're actually talking with Yamazaki, even though Sanan's here too, but so we'll read through this a little bit. But why me? I feel like if I were to go with him, I would only be a burden. Why did he choose me? I can't stand the thought of getting in someone's way and being the reason something bad happens. Oh, because I think if we say, why me, it's good points for him, but if we said, I'll go, that was points for Sanan, right? Anyway, you may be a burden, but at the end of it, you could also save someone's life if you're lucky. Sanan responded while giving me a cold gaze. There may be Ronin out to intercept you. And besides, there's a chance that Choshu is reinforcements. If your message were to be intercepted, then you'll be sure not to reach Hijikata in time. Sanan finished with the soft smile I hadn't seen him use for weeks. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Yes, if the worst should happen, I can hold off any Choshu Ronin and give her the message. What? It sounded as if they were suggesting if things went badly, Yamazaki would sacrifice himself. Yes, of course. I doubt it'll come to that. We're short of men right now, which means there's more I need you to do. You'll need to notify the Aizu and Judiciary Commissioner as well. That would have Yamazaki running all across Kyoto. I suppose it really drove home just how thin the Shinsengumi was stretched. And there's no other person that could do this job? What about Shimada? Shimada is another Shinsengumi spy who's trusted enough with knowledge of my situation. Sanan shook his head. The Shinsengumi need every single member they can get, and Shimada was with the Shikoku team. Which means that, apart from Yamazaki, I was the only one that could possibly serve as a messenger at the moment. You know, because Sanan's left arm is useless, so he can't do it. No, I mean, he's in charge of here, but... You're a Yukimura, right? I heard you know a little about protecting yourself. Yeah, we technically never met you the first time we met you. That was the first time we were introduced to your character, but never actually met you, which is weird. Yes, I do. Unfortunately, I can't guarantee your safety. If you can manage, you're welcome to join me. If I tried to run away while we were out, I had no doubt that he would kill me without hesitation. This mission is his priority, not my life. Even so... I'll go. I can take care of myself. You don't need to worry about me. Sanan gave me a small smile. I knew he wanted to join the battle more than anyone, but we both knew that wasn't possible. The least I could do is carry out my mission. Very well. I accept your request, Colonel. He bowed, then as he stepped out of the room and turned to me. He bowed then as he stepped out of the room. Okay. Run with all your might. I took off after him, my legs working as hard as they could. Into the dark street we ran. I discovered quickly that half a year indoors did little for my physique, and I was out of shape. After only a few blocks, I was gasping for breath. Yamazaki, who was running ahead of me, suddenly stopped and looked sharply behind us. No matter what happens, follow the street. Don't look back. Don't tell me someone's behind us. You don't need to know that. Seems like Yamazaki's hunch was right. What should I tell Yamazaki? Yes, I promise to give the message. That gets our affection up with him, so yes. I understand. I'll get the message to them. Oh, look, our first little butterfly point with him. I'm glad you said that. I'm putting it in your hands. Got it. When we left the compound, I'd already decided that Yamazaki deserved my utmost trust, so I didn't look back. Okay, so we can, like, skip through this now. Because we run into them, blah, 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 blah. So, one of these things says to go to the Ikeda Inn, and the other one says stay with Hijikata. None of them get your affection up with him, so I'm going to... Well, we stayed with Hijikata the last time, right? Huh. I guess it doesn't really matter what we do. We'll just head to the Ikeda Inn. We'll go with the guide that actually didn't say, like, hey, so we're supposed to follow Saito. Good, because we don't want to... I don't want to follow Harada because I want to wait till we're on his path. No! Saito, I love you. As a result of my efforts during the battle, they grew more encouraging of my involvement. Yay! So, that's really weird, because this is interesting, because we have slight affection with Yamazaki. Because he's well, technically we have full romance with him, but because we have slight affection with him, we haven't gotten any points with anyone else because of where we started. Unless it was secret points, but no, like, obvious points. We get to this point because, like, I don't remember this choice, and I'm guessing we don't. Well, maybe we did. I don't remember, but obviously we haven't read this, so that's interesting. Anyway, the Shinsengumi allowed me to sweep the area in front of the headquarters on my own. One day I was cleaning the courtyard with a broom when I heard gentle footsteps approaching me. Oh, but see, is this where we meet Iba? Because we already did meet him, but we're not. Anyway, excuse me, but is this the Shinsengumi headquarters? Oh, yes. The voice came from behind me, so I was caught off guard when answering. It is! Didn't I meet you the other day? Ah, hello. It's been a while since the tea shop. I met him on the first day I was allowed to leave the Shinsengumi compound. That's why. Because if you don't go with Hijikata, then this scene is different. I got it, because I was like, how the hell does this scene work when you meet Iba when you've already met him? Bingo! Now I get it. I was like, wait a minute. So, this was the mysterious samurai that had helped me while I awaited Hijikata's return at the tea shop. Because if we had did something else, and then when we met Iba, we had this scene, we would have been like, what? I didn't go there. Brilliant game. Anyway. Why, yes! I appreciate your help the other day. No problem. I mean, as I told you then, the pleasure was all mine. Because it was weird because she's sweeping outside. I'm like, this is like when we met Iba, but I wasn't thinking about that. Because Spacey's a genius. Anyway. In any case, I'm glad to see that you seem to be doing well, Spacey. Now that I remember it, this man called me by my name when I encountered him. But I never learned his name. I remembered Hijikata scolded me for not knowing his name, so I brought up the question. I'm so sorry for never asking your name despite you saving me. Is it alright if I get your name? His eyes twinkled kindly before he spoke, and I sensed a faint melancholy in his voice. I am Hachiro Iba. Ah, Hachiro Iba. What a pretty name. Pretty name for a pretty boy. I have to tell Hijikata later. So, how may I help you today, Iba? Oh, well... Iba kept stealing a glance toward the base. I assumed his business was with the Shinsengumi. When I first met him, Iba defended a tea shopkeeper from Takeda. In this encounter, Takeda proudly declared himself as a warrior of the Shinsengumi. Takeda proudly declared himself as a warrior of the Shinsengumi. I slightly suspected Iba intended to visit and inform the leaders about the incident. Hijikata showed up suddenly as if he telepathically knew I was speaking to someone. He might. Oh, Hijikata, this man is... Before I could finish my sentence, the man ran towards Hijikata. Oh, I knew it! Toshi! It's me, Hachiro! Long time no see. You're... Wait. Hachiro, what the hell are you doing here? When Hijikata realized who it was, his eyes grew wide. Are you surprised? I visited Kyoto with shogunate orders. Forget about me. Man, it really was you connected to the Shinsengumi. I couldn't believe it until I made for sure for myself. Congratulations. You really did become a samurai. So this is kind of all similar, the same, but not the same. It's the same, but we're not skipping it because the beginning part's different. Oh, come on, don't mock me. I mean, we're treated no better than any Ronin. Yes, but your dream of becoming a samurai came true. Hey, I said don't mock me. Oh, come now. The Shinsengumi are famous in Edo. You're so feared that even crying children go hush. I heard about your victory at the Ikeda Inn. It would seem you lot are flourishing. Well, we're working on it. How very unlike himself. Ichikata seemed to be flustered and his cheeks were rosy. Oh, can we be the meat and the man sandwich? Did they love each other? The reports suggest they've known each other for some time. Were they good friends? I still needed to tell Hijikata that Iba was the samurai who came to my aid at the tea shop. Once I verified their conversation had come to a halt, I mustered the courage to speak to Hijikata. Hijikata, this was the young gentleman who helped me from Takeda the other day at the tea house. Hijikata furrowed his eyebrows. Oh, I see. Sorry for causing trouble. Well, rather, I guess you saw something you shouldn't have seen. I just happened to pass by. Besides, I was there for personal reasons, so I didn't report it to anyone. Oh, well, thanks for that. Oh, right. We were there. Right? He's like, we have to thank him for saving you. And then it's like, I'm sorry she caused you trouble. Wait! I didn't do anything! I was just sitting there minding my own business. Not really. I was going to get up and intervene with douchebag McQueen over there. Anyway. Hey, we don't need to have this conversation out in the sun. Why don't you come inside? Hijikata looked uncomfortable offering anyone any sort of kindness, but he looked at Iba warmly. I took tea to the two in the hall. Hijikata told me to remain there, so I decided to listen in. So this was different because he didn't bring us in the last time, I don't think. It was like they were outside, right? I don't remember this, but anyway. So, you claim you came to Kyoto with Shogunate orders. What are you here for? I'm currently an... Okuzume? Okuzume? Yeah, Okuzume? An Okuzume? I listened intently but subtly since I was unfamiliar with the contents of their conversation. He's a Hatamoto? Yeah, Hatamoto of the Shogunate. He's entrusted with protecting the Shogun and his guests and friends who surround him. Oh, wow! I'm honored to meet such a man. Especially such a pretty one. Oh, please. I'm nothing special. This was a job I acquired from connections with my father. But what would bring a man of his stature here, Hijikata? This meant Iba was someone who worked directly with the Shogun. What an honor. It made no sense why he would interact with the Shinsengumi or why he had business with us. Oh, I see what you're thinking. You're thinking, why would he know a guy like me, huh? I did my best to nod without offending him. I'm not exactly, but sure. No need to get offensive, girl. Jeez. I mean girl as in Hijikata. Like, girl, don't be sassy. Why would he know me? Okay, don't be bitchy. Oh. Look, and then he smirks at you like that, and you're like, you are pretty. You see, not only is this gentleman, Hamamoto, but he's heir to the Shingyoto Ryu? Iba Dojo. Shingyoto Ryu. Shingyoto Ryu. Too many words. It's too long a word. I did good once, and then I was like, now I can't do it anyway. Dojo. Which is one of the top dojos in Edo. The Iba Dojo and my dojo socialized often, so this is how we came to know each other. Yes, that's right. When I got word that I would be coming to Kyoto, I was excited, because I know I would see Toshi. I knew I would see Toshi. Iba's eyes shined with adoration, but Hijikata scoffed and rolled his eyes. Whatever. Just keep in mind, Kyoto isn't exactly a vacation destination. Kinda is now. It's dangerous. I was playing Hakuoki and it's like Kyoto's dangerous. I can't go there. Yes, I'll keep that in mind. However, despite it being so dangerous, it seems even a woman can be with the Shinsengumi. Iba glanced at me when he asked his question before looking at Hijikata. I gasped and cut my hands over my mouth, and Hijikata's eyes darted toward me sternly. It would seem Iba picked up on the fact I was female, judging by their interaction. I'm pretty fucking sure that earlier, he already knew, because he knew our name, first of all. But earlier he was like, I'm sorry sorry for her causing trouble. Well, Hijikata, you kind of let that fucking cat out of the bag, bitch. Just saying. Oh, was that supposed to be a secret? I didn't want to confirm any answers, so I just stared toward the mat underneath without speaking. It wasn't difficult to tell that she's a girl the moment you set your eyes on her. It's not her fault. I know. I mean, only a fool couldn't figure it out. Hijikata looked resigned towards Iba and sighed. Well, her reasons for being here are somewhat complicated, so we have her pose as a man for now. Only a portion of the men in the Shinsengumi know about her, so it would be preferred if you were to keep it under wraps in front of our men. Understood. Would it be too much to ask about her reasons? Her father is missing, so we're allowing her to cooperate with our investigation. Her father's missing. You're talking about Koto Yukimura. How did you know everything? When he mentioned my father's name, the hairs on my neck stood up. How did you know my father's name? I guess Hijikata was also shocked by his knowledge, and he looked dubiously toward Iba. Wait a minute. How do you know her father is Koto? Also, he knew my name. Well, I visited the Yukimura clinic a long time ago. Spacey, do you not remember me? Iba asked timidly, and it finally clicked for me. If Iba had visited my father's clinic, then that explains why he would have known my name and my father. No matter how hard I tried, however, I couldn't recall his face or name from memory. We're supposed to ask, were you a patient? Yeah. Were you a patient of my father? Iba looked a little forlorn by my response. Oh my god, that's so adorable, because he's like, you remind me of a girl I knew. What, when I was like 10? Little weird! But at the same time, you're like, oh, maybe we're supposed to be not 13 or 14. Maybe we're supposed to be closer to like 15, and he remembers this from a couple years ago when we were like 13, and then it wouldn't be as creepy. Still a little creepy, but not as creepy. I don't know. Anyway, Iba looked a little forlorn by my response. No. Haha. When I was a child. So he knew. Okay, so if she says he's close to our age, that makes more sense. You know? Because he would have been a few years old. Like, we could have been a little. He remembers us as a kid when he was a kid. Kid crush? Okay. No, when I was a child, I was interested in Western studies, so I visited your father. Western learning. These pertain to the influx of texts arriving to Japan through the gradual dissemination of printing press materials, primarily from the Netherlands. Oh, I see. Don't worry, though. You'll be seeing more of me. Oh, I hope so. Not in this path, but... We seen so much of him in this path, I'm almost like, should we just switch to fucking Iba and not do Yamazaki now? Because this is all Iba. This is all fucking Iba, this whole part. And then when we get down his path, this is gonna suck because... Anyway. What are you talking about? You don't have to keep coming back here. Aw, don't be like that. Come on. We're both from Edo. We're buddies. Iba drew Hijikata in closer in a jovial manner, and Hijikata blushed at the notion. That's adorable. Hijikata's normally really uptight, so seeing him behave this way was startling. I had a lingering suspicion that Hijikata was actually enjoying himself. All of the commotion must have alerted the captains because they popped up from nowhere. No, what the hell? Ichiro, is that you? I knew I heard your voice. Oh, that's Harada. Whoops. Ahem. I knew I heard your voice somewhere. Really was you, huh? Shibachi, Harada, everyone else is here too. Long time no see, boys. Man, you're in Kyoto too? Are you here to train or are you sightseeing? Don't be stupid. I'll bet he's here to protect someone important or something, am I right? Well, maybe it's something like that. If you're here in Kyoto, I assume you have a pretty good position. Iba nodded plainly in response. I see. You're in Kyoto too, huh? Well, be careful. Don't be stupid and die or something. Oh, well, be careful. Don't be... Wait. Oh, that was Saito. Whoops. Okay, hold on. We're going to go back. I read that totally wrong, and I just really just saw I don't know why I just read that, because I was looking at Okita, and I read it in his voice. And if you're in Kyoto, I assume you have a pretty good position. Iba nodded plainly in response. I see. You're in Kyoto too, huh? Well, be careful. Don't be stupid and die or something. Thank you for the warning. I'll keep that in mind. Hey, we should go drinking someday. I mean, we could go now if you want. Each of the captains surrounded Iba and exchanged words. Most of all, Iba seemed lost in the amount of fun he had while conversing with everyone. I guess he really knew everyone back in Edo. Hijikata watched their interaction with warmth in his eyes and muttered. See, despite him being a Hatamoto, and also the heir of the Iba dojo, he chose to learn about each and every one of us, and he treats us with respect. Seems no one can escape his amiable nature. Amiable nature. I don't know, I can't read. He seemed to be especially fond of Hijikata, though. I'm gonna guess if this wasn't a Romance Yatome game, for like me, us playing, we're gonna romance that those two would be romancing each other, because that's all I'm saying. Like, oh, I know they have a bromance, I know, but still. But I couldn't dare say that. Well, I guess you can say we're friends. Whenever he visits, be sure to let him in. Understood. Before we knew it, evening had come, and Iba told us it was time for him to depart. When I return to Edo, I'll be sure to ask around about Kyoto. Very well. Be sure it's kept under wraps. Got it. I won't tell anyone. As we exchanged goodbyes, the warriors returned to their afternoon rounds. One of them seemed to take notice of us, and he rushed over while shouting. Oh! You're that bastard from the other day! The hell are you doing here? It was Takeda, glaring at Iba angrily and demanding answers. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't think we've been acquainted yet. Iba. Do you dare mock me? You, name yourself. I am an Okuzume. I can't. I have to pause and read the words. Okuzume of the Hobanshi, protector of the shogun and the realm. Ichiro Iba. Shogunate protector of the realm. Iba. Wait, from the Iba dojo? Yes, I've been here on official business in Kyoto. In the meantime, I've come to visit my old friends from the... It's Shie Hall to pay my respects. It's really hard when there's a lot of vowels all put together, guys. Don't lie. This visit is not for idle pleasantries. You're here to spread lies about the other day. I've strictly come to pay my respects. Or would you rather me remind you what happened during the so-called other day? Iba's eyes sharpened directly at Takeda, and the latter stopped his pacing and deepened his voice. Whatever you say, and we're settled. Well, whatever you say, and we're settled. Looks like I'll be on my way then. Ooh! Iba! You are so much fucking sexier now. You were beautiful before, but now you're hot as fuck. Oh my god. Takeda seemingly snapped into shape, speaking with a semblance of respect before storming off. Iba seemed relaxed despite everything. Everyone silently stood still, and I was afraid of another incident, so I sighed once Takeda left. Toshi, who is that man? It's Kan Ryusai Takeda, captain of the 5th Division. Yukimura told me about the other day. Sorry about that. I'll make sure he doesn't bother you any further. I'm fine, but please watch over her. I think if he finds out she was there, it will not end well. Okay, got it. Alright then, Spacey. I'll drop by again soon, okay? Please do. Oh, did he mean he's coming to see me? Did he just mean he was visiting the headquarters? I couldn't respond since I was unsure, and Iba smiled to me with his twinkling eyes. I know, right? I feel like we should be on his path, but we're not, and we can't, and we already have high romance with Yamazaki, so it doesn't really matter if we changed. We're probably still gonna, and the game would be like, I'm so confused! I don't know. His face seemed reluctant, if not a little forlorn, and he left the compound. We're gonna read all this again when we go through his path, though. I stared at him as he walked into the distance, until a small figure was removed from my eyes. Iba was a mysterious person. Even if he was someone very important in upper class, he acted with integrity and kindness, commanding a lot of respect from the captains of the Shinsengumi. I didn't think there was a samurai like him in the shogunate. Okay. Boop, 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 ba-doo. We're supposed to say, I want to come. Okay. So we're hanging out with these boys. Yep. I mean, we've gotten a a lot of content in this one because we've seen a lot of different things that we didn't see in any of the games so far because we've been avoiding the Hijikata routes. Okay, I know Yamazaki's here, but we'll get to talking to him. Okay, we're going to stay at Hamagori Gate. We're going to see a lot of different stuff because, you know what I mean, but we're supposed to say Hamagori Gate. I decided to remain at Hamagori Gate with Saito. Oh, before long, the rest of the Shinsengumi was gone, and it was time for us to begin our own mission. Okay, he hasn't... Okay. There was a little bit of Yamazaki, but not too much. We are supposed to stop him. Well, yes, because if we trust Saito... God, this hurts me so much, but we're doing it because that's what we're supposed to. We'll get points with Saito. Still, he was a tough man to read. What was I to do? The stakes were too high. The risk wasn't worth it. I don't think this is a good time to fight. Saito kept his guard, but for a moment his eyes met mine, and in them I saw frustration and dejection. He's like, why don't you trust me? I saw frustration as one thing, because like it'd be like pissing off Saito now. Like, right, Saito, yeah, pissing off Okita right now, right? You're like, he'd be like angry, and you're like, whatever, you hate me anyway. But like now the dejection part is what killed. Like, oh, we hurt Saito, and it hurts me. Anyway. I understood how he felt, but the man he faced had hurt Heisuke badly. If they fought, the Shinsengumi wouldn't escape unharmed. He was a monster. So, do you doubt my skill? I don't doubt your skill. However, I just don't think now is a good time to start something. You doubt my skill? No, never! I would never doubt you, Hajime! I love you! You're my boy. It's not like I didn't trust Saito's swordsmanship, but I felt like he stood no chance against the tall man without risking his life. I just don't want you to die because I love you. From the first day I wore this sword, I've been prepared to lay down my life in battle. Perhaps I should have kept silent. It didn't matter either way. The damage was done. I just didn't want Saito to die. I hung my head and I heard Saito let out an exasperated sigh. Looking none too happy about it, he lowered his sword and sheathed it. I am so sorry, Hajime. I'm so sorry. I am. I love you. You know I love you. You're my boy. But we're not on your path, and I can't... I gotta do what the guide says, because otherwise we'll get points with you, and I can't do that, because then you'll just think, and I don't want you to fall for me when I go with somebody else. I just don't want to do that to you, so I have to hurt you right now, so I don't hurt you later. It hurts me! This hurts me more than it hurts you! Like, it really does, because you can't feel anything because you're in the game. I have no interest in escalating the situation. Our goals are the same. However, we cannot overlook any further insults. If you persist, then the Aizu domain and the Shinsengumi will have no choice but to take action. The tall man from the Satsuma nodded deeply. It is true, our speech and conduct was unbecoming. My apologies on behalf of the Satsuma domain. The Satsuma men seemed displeased with how things turned out, but whoever the tall man was, none of them dared to speak out against him. Oh, perhaps Saito had been trying to force an apology from them, I realized. Of course, there was no way for me to be sure. I couldn't imagine what went through his head. We're getting close. Now this is funny because in one guide it says, I stepped out of line, the other one is, I want to watch over everyone while you're gone. We're just going to go with the one that I think might be right, because the other one literally is like... I mean... Actually, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm looking at... This one doesn't do any affection either way. So maybe... This is so hard. But I'm afraid that what if, even though we don't get any points with Yamazaki, right? What if he just shows up for some reason in this as opposed to the other one? So I don't want to take the risk because I'm worried about the guide that I normally use. It's really a hard decision, guys. It's a hard decision. Because that one, like, oh, hey, the answers might not be right. It's never led me astray in any of the things. But then again, we've also legitimately, like, always had high romance. So it doesn't matter what we do technically. But... I don't want to take the risk if we miss scenes, but if I'm going to help watch over the compound while you're gone, I want to be capable. Oh, but you aren't one of the warriors, so I doubt you'd have to raise your sword. You're right, but still, I want to be strong enough to be able to protect myself. At least the bare minimum, if something were to happen. Having witnessed many battles with the Shinsengumi, it was pretty clear how far behind in skill I was, of course. I would fall quickly if I dealt with similar battles. I mean, even if you were, like, really skilled, like, really awesome, you wouldn't be as awesome as them, so you would be really far behind in skill compared to them. I'm just saying. So it's not because you're a girl, it's literally because it doesn't matter if you're good, you're still not going to be as good as them. Anyway, I knew I'd never be as strong as them, but war could still reach my doorstep someday as well. I wanted to lessen the burden for my protectors. I tried my best to explain how I felt to Kondo, and eventually he gave me a firm nod. Understood. If you're that serious, I would love to teach you what I can. Okay, so this is where we have our little lesson with him. Okay, so it's really just changing what we say in the lesson with him, so it's not a big deal. But anyway, we're getting into chapter 3, so I am going to wrap this part up here, and we'll continue and do more in chapter 3 in the next part. So I stopped skipping, so we shouldn't start skipping again, and we'll skip instantly when we get back. So anyway, I'll wrap this part up here. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.